What's up, Facebook Live? Nice to see you. Good evening on the East Coast. Good afternoon on the West Coast. Good morning in Sydney. I don't know why you're still up if you're watching me in Eastern Europe, but thank you for taking the time to tune in. Nice to see you all. Hopefully you're having an amazing day regardless of where you're watching from. Interesting topic to chat about this evening here on the East Coast. Let me share this in a few places first. As we're getting started, I'd love to know, number one, where you're tuning in from. Number two, I'd love to know 3 things you are grateful for. If you wouldn't mind dropping that down right there in the comment section, I'd love to chat with you. Let me click share in a few locations and get this out to the world. Welcome, welcome, welcome. As you're tuning in, love to know, number one, where you're tuning in from. Number two, I'd love to know 3 things you are grateful for today, tonight, this evening, this morning, no matter where you're watching from. Just go ahead and jot it in the comment section. I see the number winding up there. Welcome. Nice to have you. Melissa from Long Island, welcome. Nice to see you. Let me just share this in a few groups real quick. Yasmina from Atlanta, welcome. Nice to see you. Laura, North Carolina. Stuart, nice to see you, sir, from Fort Lee. Welcome. Tuning in from Birmingham, UK. Welcome from the UK, late night edition. Grateful for everything from the Robbins family. Well, thank you very much. We appreciate that. Let's see. Next week, great people and lots of learning. Very cool. Good things to be grateful for. Welcome, welcome, welcome. As you're tuning in, I see that number tuning up or ticking up. Brenda from Rhode Island, welcome. Nice to have you. Wonderful. Let's see. Eric, Yahoo, Jairek. Eric from Sidell, Louisiana. Grateful for my parents' courage. Just started my own coaching business. Congratulations. And the smile, it brightens days. That's wonderful. Well, welcome. Robin from Kelowna, very beautiful there. Grateful for family, friends, and struggles. Meg, Milwaukee, grateful for kids, job, and last 5 days off. Very cool. Hopefully you've been enjoying them, doing something fun and wonderful. Nuno from Dublin, welcome. Nice to see you, late night style over there. So as we're tuning in and getting started, for all of you people who just tuned in, I see that number ticking up. Apologize for my fro. Got to get my hair cut in the next couple days here, but I'm enjoying it while it's still long. Let's see. As we're getting started, as we're jumping in, love to know, number one, where you're tuning in from. Number two, I'd love to know 3 things you are grateful for. Put it right down there in the comment section. Also, if you think someone is struggling with this concept of not knowing what to put their mind to or not being able to focus on something long enough to actually make it to come to fruition, you might want to click the share button or tag them in the comment section to get them to tune in and watch this next conversation that's about to unfold here. So in getting started, I would love to know what's your way of deciding what to put your mind to every day. Because here's what's interesting. You all know the old adage, and a friend of mine posted about this earlier today, which brought this topic up, which is you can do anything if you really put your mind to it. And just think through in your life, what have you been able to successfully accomplish when you really locked onto it mentally and emotionally? When you said, you know what? I have to make that happen. I'm going to make that happen. I'm going to do whatever it takes to kick butt and take names and accomplish what it is that I want to have happen. And so you lock it in, you get tied down, you really focused on it, and you just go, 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 and bam, you make it happen. I'd love to know what's an example of that in your life. And I'll give you a couple examples in my life. One of them was me getting into college. I remember I set my mind on the fact that I was going to get into college, and I wrote up all the applications and sent them out to all these different places. And Debbie, welcome. And I remember I got 2 responses yes and 1 response no. And I remember I put my mind to saying, I will go to school at this college. The one that said no for some reason. It's interesting how we do that as humans. But it said no, so I decided I was going there no matter what. And so literally, I put my mind to it. And I came up with a massive, crazy action plan, which was I was going to go at it every single day until I got the result I wanted. And so I did. Every single day I drove down or called or connected with the admissions office for like 30 days in a row, again and again and again and again and again and again and again, until they finally accepted me to the school. And I had to change my approach. I had to get creative. I had to keep going at it until it worked. And so I'd love to know, Sue, nice to see you. What I would love to know in your life, what's something that you thought of and you're like, dang, I want to experience that, or I want to meet them, or I want to do that. And you literally locked your mind on with laser focus, and you did not stop moving forward. You did not stop going at it until you absolutely got the result you want. Jennifer from Australia, good morning. Welcome. Thank you for tuning in. So what is something in your life, Scott, nice to see you, sir. What's something in your life that you literally locked on and you did not stop until you absolutely achieved it? No matter how hard it got, no matter how crazy it got, no matter if it was responsible or not, you literally just locked on and you went for it and you did not stop until you got it. What is something that you've done that in your life? My belief is every single person I've connected with over the years has done it in some way, shape, or form where they've locked on and kept going. Stuart says, meeting me. Well, thank you, sir. It was a pleasure. But that thought, what's something you wanted, that you were excited about, that you really wanted to go after, that you said, listen, I'm going to do this and I don't care what it takes. I'm going to do whatever it takes. I'm going to keep going at it until I find a way. And let's put this, there's lots of stuff where you just said, I'm going to do that, and then you did it. But what's something that was hard, that was really difficult in your life, that you're like, you know what, I don't know if I can do that, but you locked your mind on, you said, I'm going to do whatever it takes, you went for it, and literally, you made it happen. So Jennifer says, sports, when you were a kid. What kind of sport? So what sport was it? And as you're thinking of the time you successfully did it, so the main event called Head of the River for rowing. Wonderful. Taking your current medical class, says Meg. Wonderful. Hello from Morocco. Hello. Good evening, Morocco. So my question is, what was it that was really hard? And what did you say to yourself in your mind to get yourself to continue to follow through and never stop until you get the result? What did you tell yourself? Because this is really important. Because we're going to go through a time when it didn't work out in a few minutes and see what the difference is. So if you're going to take notes and you're going to write this stuff down for yourself, on one side of the paper you're going to write down when you decided to lock onto something and you were going to make it happen no matter what, and you were going to go for it, and you were going to do whatever it takes, and you did it successfully and you got the result. What were you telling yourself along the journey on getting there? So let's see. I knew I had to change my thoughts and behaviors to get the massive results. Wonderful. Thank you, Jeremy. Laura says, I want to make a difference in people's health. I want to teach them. I want to help them. That is why I decided to go for a PhD. Wonderful. It has been really hard, but it's just part of my plan, and I'm going for it no matter what. I'm finishing very soon. I learned to be resilient and to appreciate this opportunity. Wonderful. There he says, self-development, growing your mind. And so in thinking about this, when you went after competing in fitness competition, lost 55 pounds, take third place, took 9 months of intense training. Wonderful, Jeremy. Congratulations. So in thinking about this area that you decided to go for it, and what I want you to map out, if you have the opportunity to, is think through your actual thoughts. What did you tell yourself every day? Did you tell yourself, I'm going to do this no matter what it takes. I don't care. I'm going to find a way. I'm going to make a way. I'll create a way. I'll do whatever it takes to make this happen. Did you tell yourself, I sure hope it works out every day? I don't know what you said to yourself, but write it down. Think back to that moment. What did I actually do? What did I actually say to myself every day? Now, not only what you said to yourself, but what routine did you go through every day to get yourself mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually ready to go after that goal, or that person, or that job, or that situation, or whatever it was? Meg says, what's my goal, and what do I need to do to make this happen? Keep it simple and straightforward. Jeremy says, that was it. I sold out every single day. Wonderful. Laura says, I know I can do this. I was born to this. It's my responsibility to do this. So here's your exact formula. You're hearing your exact words. So hopefully you're capturing this right now, because this stuff is useful. And if you keep going, so this is the stuff you were saying to yourself. Now, what actions were you taking every day? What were you doing every day to keep yourself at your absolute best mentally, emotionally, physically? There he says, I knew that with self-development, I will set myself great standards, build up my self-esteem and confidence. So you, in the future, you are imagining where you're going to be, and you're using that to inspire yourself now to move forward. Great theory there, great practice. So that thought, what else were you saying to yourself? And then what were you doing every day? Because a lot of times we tell ourselves, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do whatever it takes. But then there's something you do. Were you working out every day? Were you eating healthy? Were you going to bed early? Were you waking up early? Were you working long hours? Were you just forcing yourself to do it? You know, were you doing little pep talk dances in between where you'd get tired studying and you'd stand up and be like, okay, I'm going to do 5 laps around the living room and scream out loud, and then I'll sit down and study for another hour. What's funny is you see people do this stuff all the time when they're really focused and they're really determined. They come up with all these silly, zany, crazy strategies, and they just try all this different stuff, and they figure out what to do to get themselves moving forward. I remember when I was studying a script, a 36-page word-for-word script, to learn how to get a certain job I wanted, we would study for 8 hours a day. Just study, practice. And at one point, we would start to get tired. When we get tired, we were up in Canada at my uncle's house. We would literally run outside in the backyard. We would dive into the freezing cold pool. It was like snowing outside in December in Canada. We'd dive into this freezing cold pool, come flying out the other side, be like, ah! And then run back into the house, dry off, get dressed, and we'd be wide awake for another few hours to keep studying late into the night. And so that was something we did physically to get ourselves back into the strongest place mentally, emotionally, physically, and wide awake and activated. So I'm curious, when you started to slide, here we're back. So when you started to slide, when you started to get stuck, what did you do to reactivate yourself? Now this is really important, because inevitably, on your journey to achieve something, you're going to need to know what to say to yourself. What self-talk, what chatter do you need in your mind to keep yourself resilient and focused and moving forward? You're going to need to know certain activities or routines you do every day that when you start to fall off track, boom, it shoots you right back on the track and it reactivates you. It brings you back to life. So if you keep going, now, so we have something to do to get yourself started. We have something to do to get yourself back on track. Now, listening from Douglas. Welcome, Jose. Nice to see you. So that thought of these are 2 important pieces. Now, so what did you say to yourself? What did you do every day? Who else was involved that might have helped? Were there other people involved that assisted you in staying focused? Were there other people involved that helped you consistently be your best self or held you accountable? That's an interesting thought. Laura says, I recharge myself on the weekend, listening to inspirational videos, books, reading my own goal list. Wonderful. That's a great thing to do right there. Look, Laura, thank you. So reading your own goal list, how often would it be intelligent? Carmen says, learning to lean into the uncomfortable. So leaning into what's uncomfortable. Very smart. So one question would be, how often and how important would it be to read your goals? I do mine every day. Every day I read my goals aloud. Why? Because I want my mind laser focused on exactly where I'm going every day. Because inevitably, if I don't focus my mind, someone else is going to try to focus my attention on something. Someone else is going to send me an email, text me, call me, knock on the front door, ask me to go do something. They're going to try to distract me. Versus up here in my head, if I say, listen, this is exactly what I want to do. This is exactly what I want to accomplish. This is exactly how I want to accomplish it. I don't let other people dictate that first thing in the morning. I dictate it. This is where I'm going. And then all day I work as hard as possible to stay completely locked on. So Mike says, first thing in the morning works for me. Delilah Stewart, I was an incredible mentor. I feel like I can let myself down or him. Oh, thank you for that. Well, I'm here to hopefully not let you down and support you constantly through these little chats here. So I thank you for being all in. Let's see. Peter says, tapes, books, seminars, going beyond my comfort zone. Wonderful. And here's what's wild. So what I would ask you is, in the beginning, the very first thing we need to figure out is our confidence level to understand if we feel confident enough to actually go for what it is we want, and if we believe inside our heart and soul that we can actually do it. That's important to know. I'll give you a ridiculously silly but simplistic example. When a young man gets all excited, or a young woman gets all excited, and they want to know if they can go date a certain type of person. And in the beginning, they're like, wow, I wonder if I could date that kind of person. And whatever, whether it's how smart they are, or how intelligent they are, or how they look, or what they do, or who they hang out with. But there's something that's attractive to a certain type of person. You're like, ooh, them. And there's this weird feeling of, I wonder if I could date or go out with them. I wonder if they'd be interested in me. And there's this interesting feeling. So in the beginning, you do whatever it takes. You get excited. You try all these different ways to go about it. You go out there. You take them on a date, or you send them a note, or you write them a note and fold it in cool, and send it to them in class. And if you fold it just the right way and find out if they like you or not. So we go about all these crazy techniques. But then after a while, you realize, wow, if I really put my heart and soul into it, and I really give my all, and I really put all of the best parts of who I am on display and go for it, yeah, I guess I could get a date with that person. And I could probably get a date with that person. And the truth is, I can get a date with that person or that person. Oh, wait a minute. And all of a sudden, something clicks in your head. And what clicks in your head as a young human being is, whoa, I guess I could get a date with pretty much anyone I want. Huh. Now comes the next question, and let me summarize this real quick. I used this silly little example of getting a date with someone, but maybe that's getting a certain job. Maybe that's making a certain amount of money. Maybe that's traveling to a certain amount of places. Maybe that's some type of experience you always want in life. But at some point you realize, oh my gosh, I can do that. If I really put everything into it, I can do it. And people tell me all the time, well, that's not reality, because if I wanted to have a Ferrari right now, it's not really possible. I said, listen, you're lying to yourself. It's totally possible. If we took all the money you make and we rearrange a few things and we put every penny towards that car and we absolutely throw it in there, I guarantee we could have you driving a Ferrari tomorrow. Now, that's attainable but not sustainable, because it's not smart to do that, but it's possible. And so don't tell yourself the story it's not possible, because it's possible. We can get you to do it. And then the truth becomes, and here becomes the big question, if we can get you to do it, now you got to ask yourself the question, is this what I actually want? That's a really important question. Because when you realize you can go out and date anybody, now you got to ask yourself a deeper question. Do I actually want to date this person? How do I know if they're the right person to date? When you know you can get any job, it's like, well, wait a minute. What job do I actually want? What's worth trading hours of my life for? When you know that you can make as much money as you want, you're like, well, wait a minute. What do I really want? And so many people, I was talking with a client earlier today, and this is fascinating because so many people dream of this moment of life where they make so much wealth, they achieve so much financially that they don't have to work anymore. And so I was talking to a client earlier today who literally is in that position. He's literally made so much in his life that he does not have to work another day in his life. He's automated his cash flow, he's invested it properly, and he's completely set. He makes plenty of money every month without even having to do anything. Nothing. And it becomes this weird predicament, which is, well, now what do I want to do? What the heck am I going to do with my time now that I don't have to do anything? And so now the question is, now that I can date anybody, who do I actually want to date? Now that I can do anything, what do I actually want to do? Because here's the truth. If you put your mind to it, you can go do whatever you want. You can really, truly accomplish it. If you go all out, all in, you take your heart, your soul, your mind, your focus, your energy, and you say, I'm going to do everything I can to make this happen. I was watching a little clip from a guy named Gary Vaynerchuk today, and he said the people we admire in society are people who go all in on whatever they feel their gift is, or their joy is, or their talent is. The reason we like LeBron James isn't because he's a well-rounded human being who happened to do good in business class and work hard at basketball. We love LeBron James because this dude focuses all in on basketball. Why do you love whatever icon you look up to, whatever person you admire? The piece about them I'd ask, why do you like them? And it's usually because they're all in on a very specific thing in life, or topic in life, or action in life, or situation in life. And when you see someone go all in on something, it's like, wow, that's impressive. Because so many of us are trying to go all in on 50 things at once, and we never put our mind to one thing. We try to put our mind to 20 things every day, that we land up getting stuck. Laura says money is important, but it's not about that. Wonderful. It's about your purpose in life, your legacy. What's left behind after you're gone in this world? I believe that too. And so that's something I work towards. I go all in on my legacy. So I work towards projects that I believe will leave a ripple long after I'm here. Questions I try to answer every day. Something I got from Brendan Burchard, who's a friend. One, at the end of every day, Laura, I try to ask, did I really live? If life presented me with the opportunity to really live today, whether that's traveling, whether that's full out going into a project, or full out really charging into the day, whether that's pushing myself in the gym or running extra hard, if I had a chance to really live today, did I take it full throttle and go for it? Number two, if I had a chance to really love today, if I was presented with an opportunity to give my heart and soul to another human being, did I give them everything, or did I hold back? Did I just a little bit of love, or did I pour it out? Everything I had, every ounce of love I had in my soul, I poured into this human being in that moment that I had the opportunity to. So did I really love? And the third one, which you pointed out, was, did I matter? Did I do something today that if I was no longer here on this planet, by the end of tonight, I know that my ripple would continue to go into this world in a positive way because of that way I live today? Those are three great questions you can use to monitor how you're doing every day, if you want to use that way to measure your performance. But it's different. For some people, money is everything at this stage of their life. And if they can just get more money, they would do it. And then they get it and they realize, well, shit, it's not what I thought. But they believe, honestly, if money would solve everything. And usually the people who are struggling to get there, the moment they get to the peak of that mountain and look around, they go, oh, well, shit, it doesn't solve everything. And now it's a little bit of an interesting discovery or realization. Carlos, nice to see you too. Let's see. So that thought would be, considerably, from the beginning, really figuring out that you can do it. That's really important. So proving to yourself, going out into the world and forging through the struggles, forging through the barriers, forging through the mental, emotional, physical obstacles to get the result you really want, then realizing, wow, if I can do this, what else can I do? It's why in our book, Live It, or Vevlo, if you want the Spanish version, right over there. Little plug for the book. Live It, Vevlo, Live It, Vevlo. So in our book, we talk about start with one day. Just design one perfect day and go make that into reality. Because here's what it's proving to your mind. If you can take one day or one goal or one thing you want and you can turn it into reality, you can be an alchemist, you can turn dust into gold, you can turn a thought into a physical, tangible result. If you can do that, if you can produce alchemy in your own life, at that moment, it proves to your brain it's possible. And if it's possible to take a little goal and turn it into reality, then it sure as hell possible to take a big goal and turn it into reality. It takes the same steps, which is why, Carlos, I want the Spanish version too. Ha! Thank you, sir. It's Vevlo. I think it's how you say it. Hold on. I gotta show you Vevlo. It's a very pretty book. I like the way they designed this. So, here's Live It. And they made a cool version of Vevlo for us. Thank you to Maximum Potential, our publisher, who decided to do that for us. We're very grateful for them. So here's the thought. And here's the thought to consider. Once you prove to yourself that you're capable of turning nothing into something, a dream or a desire into a result, now it's real. You can do it. So now you got to ask yourself the question, what result do I really, 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 really want to produce in this world? And if you really, 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 Carlos, thank you. I think it looks awesome too. If you really, 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 really want to produce that result in this world, then the next question becomes, are you going all in? There was another clip I watched this morning. It was from my dad, actually. It's on my Facebook page if you want to see it. And he says most people say the reason... Bebelo. Oh, Bebelo. Thank you for that. So most people say the reason they don't get the results they want is they don't have the money, they don't have the time, they don't have the connections. Here's the God honest truth. It's usually about resourcefulness, because when you're passionate enough, when you're determined enough, when you're frustrated enough, when you're pissed off enough, when you're excited enough, when you're, loving enough, what can you make happen in this world? And the God honest truth for most people is anything. If you're really, really, really living 100% open with your heart and soul, you can literally make anything happen. How do we know that? Because other people do. It's possible. And if it's possible for them, then it's possible for you. And so the question becomes, number one, what do you want to set your heart to? Stacy, great topic from the UK. Welcome. Nice to see you. Two, once you 100% lock on to what it is you're going after, put every ounce of your heart and soul into it. The piece goes to the topic and the thought of, Monica, nice to see you. If you're going to really, really, really go for it, then at this point, you got to burn the bridges. And I remember this little quote my dad said in the video. He said, listen, when most people are put in a position where they're either going to die or succeed, they tend to succeed. And so the next part is, once you've qualified, step one, can you turn nothing into something? Can you turn a thought or a vision into reality? Can you turn a goal into something that's tangible? Once you know you can do that, check off that box. Step number two, now that you can do that, you can turn nothing into something, no matter how big or small it is, you know it's possible. Now at that point, what's worth actually going after? What's worth actually striving for? Lisa said, or Laura said earlier, money doesn't do it for me. It's nice, but it's not worth putting all my heart and soul and energy and passion and determination to. I want something with purpose. Something with purpose. That's worth putting my heart and soul and passion and life and love into. Other people say, purpose, smurpus, money, who cares? Love. That's what's worth putting everything into. Love is what it's all about. Other people are like, no, contribution is what it's all about. So I don't know what it's all about for you, but whatever it's all about, once you decide that's what's worth locking into, that's what's worth going for, that's what's worth to make happen, at that point, now you got to unleash this inner beast inside of you, or their inner princess or Superman. I don't know what's living in you, but you got to, I guess for no better words, you got to awaken that inner giant and go for it. And you got to decide, hey, I'm going to unleash the power within, I guess you could say. But you're going to decide to go for it. And you're going to say, hey, I'm going to go all in on this. I'm going to burn off those bridges. I'm going to say, listen, it's do or die. It's me and that goal. Nothing else exists in my world. And you go for it. You decide to absolutely kick some ass and go for it. And at that point, you cut off all the other options. You cut off the distractions. You cut off the nonsense. I know. People get a little excited about when I throw out some funny for you, so you're welcome. But the truth is, you cut off all those other options and you go for it. You don't let a damn thing in this world stand between you and the result you want. And if I were to give you a little formula for how to use your mind, it's that. Number one, figure out how to turn nothing into something. Just figure out how to turn any goal into reality, whether that's a health goal, a physical goal, an emotional goal. The first goals I worked on, honestly, were getting good grades. How do I go from a B and C student to an A student? And I figured it out. And I'm like, dang, if I can do that, what else can I do? Then I was like, okay, I'm going to work on my body. How do I go from 5'9", 225 pounds, unhealthy, to someone who's radically healthy and can run marathons? And I figured it out. Nothing into something. I said, okay, well, what else do I want to do? And I remember, as a kid, wanting to buy a certain pair of shoes or an outfit or go somewhere. And I'm like, dang, how do I pay for a trip to Europe? That would be so cool. And I remember I figured it out. It's like, okay, cool. And you keep using the same process again and again and again and again and again and again and again. But it starts with, what do you tell yourself? What routine do you do in your body every day to get yourself to believe, to get yourself to be ready? You know, a little quote up there. You didn't wake up to be mediocre. Remind yourself. There's other quotes right here. My wife makes these awesome little posters, and she creates these to remind us that we're not here to be mediocre. We're not here to be average. We're here to kick ass and take names. And so this thought that once you... Hi, Biddy. Nice to see you. Welcome. Monica says, really need to hear this right now. Well, Wild, welcome, welcome, welcome. Glad it's helping. So this is some good thoughts for you. And so my question and call to action to you tonight is, I'm going to wrap up on this, but my call to action for you is, number one, you know, you can achieve anything you put your mind to. So the big question becomes, what is worth putting your mind to in your life right now? What's worth locking your mind, laser focus on something? What is worth that to you in your life right now for what you're going after? Now, whatever's worth investing in, I need you to decide right now tonight, you're going to lock onto it with every ounce of your mind, body, soul, and spirit, and you're going to let nothing stand in your way. And you're going to do whatever it takes to make that happen. Can we buy the posters? Yes, you can buy those posters. It's on my wife's Etsy shop. I will ask her to put the comment in the comment section of what her Etsy link is, because she has awesome posters. So, not to brag too much about my wife, but let's go to the poster section for today. Let's see what we have back here. We have, let me spin this around for you. We have poster number 1, you did not wake up to be mediocre. We have poster number 2, your desire to succeed must be greater than your desire to be average. We have poster number 3, a mini one here, my week, Monday, dominate, Tuesday, dominate, Thursday, dominate, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, dominate. And then we have this one, which might be a little bit more aggressive, so if you have young ones watching, please plug your ears. You did not wake up today being mediocre. Make success your only option. New day, new opportunity to kick ass. Hustle harder, be fucking awesome. Be crazy, focus. Your only limit is you. Champions never clock out. The dream is free, the hustle is sold separately. Fuck average, get over your bullshit. Don't focus on dumb shit. Make your reality so fucking amazing. You don't need to escape from it. Luck is weak, grind is real. Go harder than you did yesterday. Your future vision is greater fucking asset. The difference between your dreams and reality is action. The fact that you aren't where you want to be should be enough motivation. The world does not benefit from you hiding from badassery. Now go make shit happen. Okay, it's a little aggressive. So if you don't like the cussing or aggressiveness, don't get that one. But if you do like some of that, I will ask my wife in the comment section to put her link to her Etsy shop down here. She makes actually lots more of those, and little mugs and all kinds of cool stuff. So hopefully you guys enjoy those. I enjoy them, and I like decorating my office with them because obviously they get me pumped up and fired up on this side. So I need that one. Can you email it to me? Absolutely, Brenda. Hold on one sec. Mushbot, are you putting the link up? Okay, she'll throw her link in the comment section for you. She gets so excited to send these out to people. She likes writing these posters because she sits back and believes and imagines what it's like for someone who's waking up, hoping to go kick some ass, hoping to go make a difference today, and then reading this poster and being completely fired up. So there it is. Her Etsy shop, cool motivation prints and posters, armed with badassery at buynowbitches.com. A little aggressive. It's our sales website we do for salespeople, but it's fun, it's aggressive, it's edgy, and she had a lot of fun with it. So hopefully if you love it, grab one. Hopefully it's useful for you. But that thought. So number 1, figure out how to remind yourself that you can be an alchemist. You can turn sand into gold. You can turn nothing into something. You can turn a thought into reality. You can turn a goal into tangible results. Once you know that's possible, now decide what's worth actually investing in, what's worth actually going after. And once you've decided what's worth your life, what's worth investing yourself into mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually, lock on. Cut off the bridges. Say no fucking excuses around, needed around here. They're not even accepted. I'm going to go for it 100%. I'm going to do whatever it takes and go make it happen. And the only piece I would ask is once you figure out what works for you, there's 3 parts to this process. Number 1, learn what it takes to achieve the results that you really want, that you really desire and deserve. Number 2, once you learn what it takes and you get the actual result, you change your approach, you keep going, you figure out how to really make it reality. Once you get that and you have the result, all that I ask of you is to do something like I'm doing here for you right now. Take what worked for you, turn around and pay it forward and help someone else do the same. That's all I ask. And I believe that's the way that I help make a ripple in this world, is I share stuff like this with you about what works and what's worked for me and what's helped many of our clients all over the world. And I only hope that you take it, you apply it, you go get some badass results in life. And then at that point, you turn around and you find someone who needs a little inspiration or motivation and you fire them up just like hopefully I'm firing you up right now. That's all I ask. And as long as you keep paying that forward, as long as you keep doing that, I think this world will be a much badass, better place because of it. So thank you for tuning in. Hopefully you have an amazing night. If you know someone that needs this little infusion of some emotional rocket fuel, please click share and share this video with them. If you want some badass posters for your office, check them out. My wife posted that link, and I'll see y'all tomorrow. Have a great night. Bye.